I don't think I've ever talked about this on camera, but when I make a video, there's usually a 3-step process before I even think of recording. I'm going somewhere with this, just bear with me. I'll pick up whatever I want to talk about, whether that be one of your comments or just something I've been enjoying. Then I'll design the thumbnail, and then after I rewatch or reread whatever this episode's topic is, I'll write the script. Now originally, I wasn't really gonna make another video about DanDaDan. I mean, I talked about it in my first video, so there isn't really much more I could say. However, behind the scenes, I was anxiously waiting for season 2 to come out. And when I finally laid my eyes on that first episode, it was an instant letdown. So, without watching the rest of the season, keyword there being without, I started designing the thumbnail, aka the thumbnail you clicked on to watch this video, aka the thumbnail that has led you, yes you, right to this very moment. Funny thing is though, after feeling all these negative feelings about the new season, like the voice acting or the drop in animation quality or the new intro, I finally sat down to watch the rest of the season so I could write this script. And oh my god, it might actually be better than the first season. So, even though this video was born out of a premature opinion, today we're talking about why DanDaDan is awesome. So cool. Yeah, okay. Oh, so rounding back to what I was saying a second ago, I have this great thumbnail for an Uncle Grandpa video, but I can't for the life of me come up with an angle for said video. So if any of you have any ideas, please comment them. I really for the life of me can't come up with anything, and this thing has been rotting in my camera roll for 3 months. So if you have any Uncle Grandpa theories, any Uncle Grandpa jokes, key things, please, I beg. I've been dying to use this thumbnail. But anyways, hey, what's going on? I'm Storm, I need sleep, and today we are talking about the rise and fall, and rise again, because I made a early on judgment, of DanDaDan. Before we get into season 2 though, let's have a little look at the quote-unquote golden era. Season 1. We're talking about the whole show today. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not actually a huge anime guy. I mean, I'll watch anything if it's good. I'm not really, that attached to genre. I'll watch anything. I just never really lean towards it, But in October of 2024, there was a description for a show that piqued my interest. It read, an anime about 2 high schoolers who face paranormal threats after a bet about the existence of ghosts and aliens. Ghosts and aliens. I've seen animes about ghosts, and I've seen animes about aliens. But ghosts and aliens? Fine. I'll watch your show. And I am so glad I did, because DanDaDan is one of the greatest shows I have ever watched.
You cannot be serious.
Grandpa, what are you talking about?
You know, we've had this discussion.
Yes, I remember.
I don't like those Japanese cartoons. And last time we talked about this, you shot me.
I shot you with a controller. That hardly counts. And also, why do you always have to complain about that? Have you ever even watched an anime?
No, but why does that even matter?
It matters because then you can have an actual opinion. Okay, how about this?
Oh my god.
Go watch it, and then come back. And then maybe then you can run around and be all mad.
Why would I do something as stupid as that?
Because if you don't, I'll tell Grandma that you've been stashing beer in my bathroom.
Okay, let's not be rash. I'm going. Stupid kid with stupid opinions.
The I'll tell Grandma trick works every time. As some of you may know, I've already talked about DanDaDan on this channel, so in an effort not to repeat myself, I'm just gonna skim over some stuff I've already mentioned, and then talk about some stuff I haven't mentioned yet, because I didn't have enough time last time. So to get all the old stuff out of the way, the animation is breathtaking, the dialogue is incredibly natural, especially when you compare it to traditional anime. It's conceptually extremely strong, because it took 2 very overused elements and combined them in a great and unique way. I can't get over this, and it has the greatest intro of all time. Period. I'm not gonna have an argument about this. You comment anything, you're banned, okay? Anyways, let's move on to the new stuff. Something I didn't talk about last time was Ken and Momo's relationship. Not just romantically, but in terms of their archetypes. Ken is your classic nerdy character who is obsessed with aliens and myths like Nessie or Bigfoot, but at the expense of not having any friends. So he cautiously approaches his friendship with Momo. He doesn't immediately see her as a romantic interest, which makes it a huge step back when he finally does. Because he goes from finally being comfortable with having an actual friend to everything becoming awkward again. Because now he doesn't just see her as his friend, but he sees this new obstacle in the relationship that he has to navigate. And honestly, I can't blame him. I mean, talking to girls is borderline impossible. For me, maybe. I mean, like, have you seen my shelf of comic books? I'm wearing a Superman shirt I made, dog. It's tough out here. On the other hand, Momo is that typical popular girl character. But the thing is, and this is where that great writing comes into play, she also doesn't really have friends. I mean, there are these two, but even accounting for them, before she meets Ken, she doesn't really have anyone to talk to about things she actually cares about. So even though she's on the exact opposite side of the popularity spectrum, she is just as lonely as he is. Another thing I just want to delve into is something that eats at my soul on a daily basis. Turbo Granny. I love Turbo Granny as a character. Her design is awesome. I love this art, and the crab yokai is so cool. Now tell me, if you had an awesome character like this, and you were telling a fantastic story with them, would you either, now stay with me here, A, utilize that character in every way you see fit and possible, or B, turn them into one of those really annoying characters that are in every anime, just like a little tiny plush character? You know, go from a fantastic character design to just Chopper from One Piece. Well, the answer is B. They did B. And normally, a character change like this wouldn't really bother me, but I just adored Turbo Granny as a character, so this one kind of crushed me. Why did they have to turn her into a fucking cat?
Well, I liked Turbo Granny. She's so adorable.
Honestly, Herbert, I can't blame you. You're a literal embodiment of the internet as a whole, so I'm not really surprised you like the cat.
Sorry, what did you say? I was watching this hilarious cat video.
Oh my god. It's not that I hate Turbo Granny now. It's just that within the context of only having watched season 1, she doesn't really contribute anything to the team, really. I just wish they would do something with her character that isn't just have her exist, if that makes sense. Anyways, 9 out of 10. I love season 1, what can I say? Yeah. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about season 1.
Breaking news, a local area man has been spotted running around town, reportedly dressed as a character from a Japanese television program that witnesses are calling DanDaDan? Is that right, Melvin? Am I reading this right? DanDaDan. I don't want to look fucking stupid on the news, Melvin. Anyway, law enforcement is warning everyone in the public to be careful as the man has been yelling at innocent bystanders about some kind of song. Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.
Hey, me again. I decided to get dressed up for this part of the video, but now that I'm seeing it on camera, I feel like this wasn't the best idea. This feels like one of the things that the job interviewer is gonna pull up when he does background check. Well, I'm not getting changed again, so this is just what you're gonna have to look at for the rest of the video. As I've mentioned previously, I didn't initially take a liking to the second season, and I'm definitely sure that's due to overhyping it or just comparing it to what I remember about the first season. So this time around, I gave it a fair shot by not only rewatching the second season of the show, but the entire thing as a whole. And I am so glad I did, because the drastic change in quality wasn't actually as drastic as I thought. Granted, they reused some animation here and there, But other than that, and money-saving techniques that every anime uses, there isn't much of a difference. It was still the good old DanDaDan we all know and love. Ironically, the thing I hated most about the new season the first time around ended up being my favorite thing about it after rewatching. The opening titles were very different from the kind of drill rap music that the original one had, and got replaced by a more mainstream sound. A mainstream sound that is now a part of my Spotify playlist, but I digress. It feels a lot more like your average anime intro, but what sets it apart is its visuals. There are some crazy visuals, not only in the opening, like this scene right here, but in the show. Even though a lot more of the animation has become streamlined, which is totally fair, animation is expensive. It's really expensive. Money was clearly spent on the more intense action scenes. I'm going to talk about an example from the newest episode as of recording, and I'm going to do my best to edit around any spoilers, so bear with me. But when the action is at its finest, often the animation will go a little off model in the best ways possible. It adopts this rough and dynamic style, which just makes the whole screen pulse with energy. Speaking of this episode, it's all about Turbo Granny training Ken, which means she's finally contributing something just how I wanted. I don't know. The cat's kinda growing on me. I think the reason I originally had such a jerk reaction to Season 2 has something to do with the fact that the first episode of Season 2 is probably the worst episode so far. I just don't think that doing another bit on Assault is the most tasteful way to start your new season. It is true that's how the first season started too, but at least the aliens had like really cool character designs. These guys are just really creepy. I don't know what it is. Usually I love wrinkly, weird designs. I mean, it's how I draw my cartoons. But something about the look of the Keto family just put me off. However, the design of the evil eye is so good. I love the way his face twists and turns. It's probably my favorite design in the show so far, right up there with Turbo Granny. But to avoid spoilers, and because the new season isn't technically fully out, that's about all I have to say about Season 2. Who knows, maybe I'll make a follow-up in a few months if you guys ask for it. But for now, let's move on to the best part of the video. I'm so glad that I decided to make this video because this new season, after rewatching, really just cements DanDaDan as my favorite anime of all time.
OMG, me too.
Grandpa, what the hell are you wearing?
I hate to admit it, boy, but you were so right. Anime is awesome. I love that DanDaDan program.
Okay, well, I didn't see that coming. I'm glad you feel that way, Grandpa.
Yeah, I really liked it. I was in the news for my Momo cosplay and everything.
What?
Don't tell your grandmother. Also, I started this drinking game where I take a swig of my beer every time the aliens pin down Momo to go.
Oh, okay, whoa. Sorry about that. I know we all love Grandpa's little cosplay, but, you know, it's a part of the show we try not to talk about on YouTube. I'm not trying to get in trouble again like with the Superman video. DanDaDan Season 2 was an improvement on its predecessor by all definitions, and I cannot wait to see what comes next. I don't know, maybe in a couple of months you'll see a video by me going, DanDaDan Season 3 is the worst ever. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe, or give me any recommendations for a video, or an Uncle Grandpa video idea. I'm begging.
Please.
Anyways, I will see you next time, and always remember that Momo's grandma is bad.
Couldn't agree more, kid.
Grandpa, can you please not make those remarks while wearing that outfit? It's very disturbing. Until next time. Okay, we are now getting reports that the old man is running around screaming for a woman by the name of Psycho Ayase. We're not really familiar with who this woman is. If she gets identified, or if any of you know, please send it into the station. This man is deeply disturbed. This is a bad day for our neighborhood.